The Indians took it to the Red Sox last night thanks to Zach McAllister and Brent Lillibridge, who was in the middle of everything.
Deep to left field, forget about it. Going to third, Ellsbury. Here's the throw, the tag. They got him. Chose the bunt. Here's the squeeze. Play at the plate, no play. The run scores. The suicide squeeze successful.
Now the Tribe looks to take 3 out of 4 from Boston as Corey Kluber looks for his first Major League win. Next on Sports Time Ohio. It's the final game of a 4-game series here today in downtown Cleveland at Progressive Field as the Indians try and take the series from the Red Sox, looking for their 3rd win in the last 4 nights. Good afternoon and welcome into our broadcast along with Rick Manning. I'm Al Pulowski. Last night the Indians, good ball game. They win it 5-2 behind Zach McAllister. And offensively, Brent Lillibridge was the story.
Well, he was all over the ball field, defensively, offensively last night, getting the start at third base, made 2 good plays in the inning, and then all of a sudden gives them an early lead on a 3-1 fastball. Comes up. Those were the only 2 hits they had at the time. He doesn't stop there, makes a nice play to come back and tag Ellsbury, and continued hustling, getting a double, and then scoring on this squeeze play by Lou Marson. I mean, you can't do much more than Lillibridge did last night. He had an outstanding game, and that's one reason why the Indians won.
Well, Brent Lillibridge is in the starting lineup once again today. And time now to take a look at our Nissan pitching matchup. For Boston, it's John Lester, who's lost 5 straight. For the Indians, Corey Kluber, who's looking for his first Major League win.
Well, he pitched a gem in his last start, gave up a first-inning run, and then really settled down. He left the ball game leading 5-1. The bullpen could not hold it. He pitched much better than in his first start. Hopefully he comes back and he does the same thing today. He will be matched up against John Lester, who has really struggled, you see, since the break, 0-4. But in his last 7 starts, he has 5 straight losses. He is 2-0 in this ballpark and 4-1 against the Indians in his career.
It's our Nissan Road Ahead pitching matchup. Get to a Nissan dealer for special offers on innovation and planning sites. So it's Kluber against Lester, and we have all the action for you right here on Sports Time Ohio. The starting lineups and all the play-by-play coming up next. Indians trying to make it 3 of 4 against the Red Sox. Final game of this series in the homestand here today. Corey Kluber is on the hill for the Indians, and he'll be taking on the Boston lineup anchored by Adrian Gonzalez. And let's get a look at the Red Sox lineup brought to you by Kia. Leading off is Ellsbury. He'll be followed by Crawford, then Pedroia, who's 9 for 19 in this series. Look at the month of August, though, for Adrian Gonzalez. Very good. He'll be followed by Ross, then Saltalamacchia, today's designated hitter. Aviles. Valencia makes his first start for Boston today. Kelly Shopping's behind the plate.
Let's take a look at Corey Kluber, brought to you by MLB.com. At bat 12, follow the Indians everywhere, making his 3rd start. His last start, a very good one. Gave up a first-inning run, then really settled in against the Minnesota Twins. Gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned. but left that ball game leading 5-1. So we'll come back and really his turn in the rotation. They've had 5 pretty good starts in a row. See if that can continue today.
5 straight quality starts for the Indians, and they've won 4 of 5. Jacoby Ellsbury to lead it off for Boston. Last night, couple of doubles. And he takes strike 1 from Corey Kluber. One of those doubles, though, he raced at third base on a great play from Michael Brantley off the wall to Brent Lillibridge when he tried to stretch it to that triple. And quickly, he's down 0-2 to Corey Kluber.
This is Kluber's first time facing the Red Sox.
.71 degrees here at first pitch. And that one right back up to the pitcher, Kluber. The underhanded toss to first, 1 away here in the top half of the first inning.
Let's take a look at the Tribe defense behind Kluber this afternoon. Rated 4th in the league. They have made 61 errors. It'll be Duncan in left. Carrera gets the start in center. Brantley the day off. Chua's in right. Hanahan back at third. Lillibridge gets the start at short. Donald at second. Santana at first. Lou Marson behind the plate.
And the umpires for today's game, Marty Foster behind the plate. Tim Timmons is at first. Eric Cooper at second. Jeff Kellogg at third. And now Carl Crawford at the plate and fouls that one off with Jack Hanahan in on the infield grass. Crawford 0 for 8 in his last 3 games here in Cleveland. And follows a season-high 6-game hitting streak for it. 1-1 the count. Hits that one hard and fair inside the line. Heading down to the corner. Crawford on his way to second. He'll make it easily with a 1-out double here in the first inning.
Crawford, his 6th double of the year, pulls this one inside the bag. Down at first, Santana making a dive at it. He could not get it. So an easy double. You see that fastball down and in. Left-handers love that ball down there. He digs it out and hits it past Santana. So Boston will have an opportunity here in the first to get on the board.
And career double number 250 for Carl Crawford. So he's in scoring position for Dustin Pedroia. It was 1 for 4 last night. He'll take ball 1 from Corey Kluber. Pedroia currently on a 7-game hitting streak. One and 1 the count. Well, Rick Dustin is one of the toughest players to strike out. 5th toughest player in the American League. 3rd in the AL in extra base hits with 33. He's tied for 3rd in total bases. I mean, this guy can really, he's a key to this Boston lineup.
Yes, he is. He's a very tough out. He battles you, never gives in. You have to make quality pitches, at bat after at bat to retire this guy. He's not a big guy, but loves pitches up in the zone. He gets after it and can turn it around.
Two and 1 the count with Carl Crawford on second base. 1 down here in the first inning. Pedroia checks his swing, but strike 2. So the count even now at 2-2.
Came in with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside edge. That's a perfect pitch. Had a little comeback to it as well.
Just got a piece of that to stay alive.
And that's why he's tough to strike out. I mean, that pitch might have been a ball out of the zone, but what he does, he just fouls it off to stay alive. All good hitters will do that. It's too close for him to take. So what does he do? He spoils it. Just slaps it and lives for another pitch.
So we'll do it again here with a 2-2 count. And he hits that one to right, and that one is fair. Carl Crawford will score easily from second base. Pedroia on his way to second. He trades places with Crawford, and the back-to-back doubles give Boston an early 1-0 lead.
He came back in and found the strike zone for Pedroia up, and that's what he did with it. This one was a strike. He kept it fair and drilled it down in the right field corner. Marson sitting away. That is a strike. It comes back on the plate, and you can see it's up there. Man, that's letter high, and you can see that little man, he loves it. Hits it down into the corner for whatever reason. Corey Kluber still in that first inning has problems. He's given up 8 runs now in the first inning. This being start number 3. Hitter's hitting over 500. After he gets through it, he seems to settle down.
Gonzalez fouls the first one away. Adrian Gonzalez leads the majors in batting average with runners in scoring position at .410. And he has that situation here with Pedroia at second base, 1 out, and 1 run home in the Red Sox top of the first inning. There's Pedroia, who now has an 8-game hitting streak. Gonzalez down the right field line, but hooking, it's foul and into the seats. So 2 strikes on Gonzalez. As we get a look at the league leaders, brought to you by your Cleveland area Lexus dealers, and not only runners in scoring position, overall batting average since the All-Star break, Rick. Adrian Gonzalez, he's a tough out.
Yes, he is. Only 2 better. Dyson. That's surprising, but that we saw him. He was swinging the bat well. Cespedes out in Oakland. We'll get a look at him on the road trip.
Gonzalez high in the air to deep right. Chu going back. Near the wall, looking up, and it's gone. Adrian Gonzalez, a 2-run homer, and Boston now has a 3-0 lead.
Well, certainly not the way you want to make an 0-2 pitch, because Gonzalez, there was nothing. It was just a swing like he had a 2-0 count or a 3-1 count. When you look at it, his 13th home run. Watch this. They want to go inside. Oh, boy. That fastball came back over the plate. He's upstairs with everything now. Gonzalez on the 0-2 pitch. Hit it high, hit it deep, gets into that first row, and it's a 3-0 ball game.
Gonzalez now with 78 runs batted in on the season. He's amongst the league leaders in that category as well. Maniac out to chat with Corey Kluber, try to settle him down here, Rick, and that trouble in the first inning has plagued him once again.
Yes, it has. Well, you can see everything's elevated. He's got to get it down. And now, when he had that trouble in his first start in Kansas City, he's got to learn to back off. You can't go hard. He's got to mix in that changeup, take him off the fastball. That was an 0-2 pitch.
Cody Ross takes strike 1. He had an 8-game hitting streak that ended yesterday. 2 for 9 in the series. So 3 runs home here in the first inning for the Red Sox. 1 out and nobody on for Cody Ross. You know, when Kluber had that quality start the last time out, Rick, against Minnesota, pitched well enough to win. But the start before, he had that trouble in Kansas City. That's a lot of a young pitcher, too. Bad outing followed by good outing.
True, but it's a lot of times execution. He threw a lot of changeups first pitch last time up. Carlos Santana was behind the plate when he caught that one against Minnesota. Today's Marson's there is behind the plate. I haven't seen him throw a changeup yet. It's been cutter, fastball. Everything's been pretty hard.
And he gets Cody Ross there for his first strikeout.
Here's the slider. He gets the strikeout. Out number 2.
So Jared Saltalamacchia, the DH, to the plate. Now let's take a look at Corey Kluber and exactly what we were talking about. First inning, a struggle. Rest of the game, though, he settles in.
Yeah, but you don't want to put your team in a hole. 10 earned runs on 9 hits in the first inning, and this is only his 3rd start. Forget that. I don't even want to look at the ERA, but after that, he settles down. And then he should have the advantage because he's facing the Red Sox for the first time, so it tells you that he's not hitting his locations.
1-1 to Saltalamacchia. Now we saw some of those, and you said it when Pedroia was up. He likes the ball up. Seems that the pitches are just a little bit higher in the zone than he wanted.
No question.
Here's our stat of the game. It's brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. And, boy, since the David Ortiz injury, the designated hitters for Boston, no home runs.
Wow. You know, I thought Ortiz may have a chance to play today. In today's ball game, he's not. We'll see if they can move on and play in Baltimore tomorrow. We'll see if he's back in there. But he is eligible to come off. He's been taking batting practice.
Yeah, we saw Ortiz taking BP yesterday. 25th pitch of the inning for Kluber, and just misses with that breaking ball outside to run the count full. Now the payoff pitch to Saltalamacchia. And we'll do it one more time off the foul ball. Well, digging the hole for the Indians this year, Rick, is especially tough because the offense, it's hard for them to come back. We haven't seen a lot of comebacks for the Tribe this year.
Nothing they can do in this one now. They've got to get into the dugout and get a chance to come back here. Just get out of this first inning.
Saltalamacchia fouls that one away.
You know, he's having a tough inning now. This is 27 pitches. And, he hasn't walked anybody. He's been throwing strikes. They fouled off a number of pitches.
This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. And it's on the inside corner. Strike 3, so Kluber strikes out 2. But Boston with a couple of doubles and an Adrian Gonzalez home run take a 3-0 lead. As they'll face John Lester here today, the left-hander, and the Indian starting lineup presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Donald will lead it off, then Cabrera, the DH today. Chu, Santana, and Duncan. Lillibridge, a career-high tying 3 hits last night. Marson, Hanahan, and Carrera rounded out.
John Lester, the starter for Boston. Can't believe it, but he is only 5-10 this year in 23 starts. You got to go back to June 27th. That was his last win against the Toronto Blue Jays. But he has left 5 games this year with the lead. The bullpen gave it up. He had no decisions in those ball games. But he has lost 5 of his last 7 starts. And he's 2-0 in this ballpark. And he's pitched very well against the Indians in his career.
Jason Donald to lead it off. Takes strike 1 from John Lester. Donald recalled on Wednesday to take the spot of Travis Hafner, who went on the disabled list. And he hits one to left. It's a base hit just over the head of shortstop Mike Aviles. And the Indians have their leadoff batter aboard here in the first.
Not a way to come back and get on base, get that leadoff man aboard. Start something of your own. It's a line drive. And you can see Aviles trying to jump, just couldn't play high enough. That'll go as a base hit for Donald. And the Indians will start it off on the right note.
So J.D. with the leadoff single as Drupal Cabrera to the plate, the designated hitter today. He had a 7-game hitting streak end last night. Now 3 for 11 in this Boston series. Cabrera takes strike 1 from Lester. Against left-handers this year, Cabrera batting .282 while hitting .280 against righties. Talked about it last night, the remarkable consistency, whether it's a lefty or a righty on the hill, doesn't matter to Asdrubal. He hits that one to right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Donald on his way to third. He'll make it easily. And the Indians put runners at the corners here in the bottom of the first with nobody out.
That was a nice swing. Cabrera went down and stayed with it and hit it into right center field. Nicely done. So both hitters on the second pitch. That pitch was down. Might have been a ball. It was borderline strike. Look at him go down and get it. That's a pretty swing right there. So they will go first and third, back-to-back singles to get it started. And trying to answer that 3-run top half of the inning that Boston put on the board. Lester has given up 90 runs this year. That's the second most in the league. And this is a left-hander that, at one time dominated.
Well, he's dropped his last 5 decisions. Hasn't had a win since June 27th. But staked to a 3-0 lead early. The Indians trying to answer that here. Shin-Soo Choo, only 1 for 11 in his career against Lester.
Yeah, Lester seems to be a much better pitcher on the road than he is at home.
Now, Fenway Park cannot be a treat for a left-hander.
Not if you're, no, you better locate there. That could be a nightmare, is right.
Swing and a miss. So 1-1 the count to Chu.
There's the splits right there. 14 home starts, 2-8, and an ERA just under 7. That's a tough, you don't want to go to the ballpark when you're pitching like that. On the road, a 3.34 ERA and 3-2 and 9 starts.
Now 2-1 to Chu. Now, in Fenway is that one that has a clear advantage for some types of players, and for others it's a clear disadvantage. And I would say left-handed pitching, it's got to be the biggest disadvantage to pitch in that ballpark.
Well, they felt like that for years, but left-handers can go in there and succeed. He did a couple of years ago.
True.
He had no problems. It's just one of those years, I think, for John Lester where confidence is bothering him. He just is having a down year and doesn't believe in himself. Confidence is down. You go out there, and this is a year where, when you look at their starters, he's supposed to go out there and dominate, and they follow him. He's usually one of the best pitchers on that staff. You got Beckett. He's 5-9.
And Chu got a piece, but it's held on to by Kelly Shopik for the first out of the inning, and Lester's first strikeout of the day.
Let's take a look at the Home Depot Red Sox defense today. Crawford's in left, Ellsbury in center, Ross in right. Valencia gets the start at third, Aviles at short, Pedroia at second, Gonzalez at first, with Kelly Shopik doing the catching. More savings, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Carlos Santana to the plate, the Indians' cleanup hitter. He was the DH last night, playing first base today. Now Carlos will try and deliver a .261 hitter with runners in scoring position. Runners remain at the corners, one away here in the bottom of the first. Santana trying to jump on that first pitch. Now Carlos, since July 1st, is hitting .278 with 7 homers and 23 runs batted in, also 10 doubles. Rick, he's been a lot more consistent of late. Why is that?
Well, he's starting to use more of the field, I think. He still has the same eye at the plate, and he will take his walks. It's just a matter of not pulling off pitches, trying to use the whole field, not trying to do too much with it. Sometimes he gets a little homer happy, or that swing gets a little long. He's got to cut it down, shorten it up, and use the whole field. But much better after the break.
An RBI opportunity here. But he's down in the count, 1-2 to Lester. There's Jason Donnell at third. He led off the Indians' bottom of the first with a single as Brubel Cabrera at first. He also singled. Chu then struck out, and now a 1-2 count to Santana. Santana drives that one to center. Ellsbury has plenty of room, but it'll be deep enough to get the run home. Donald tags and scores, and it's a 3-1 game.
Okay, you come back, you at least get on the board. Santana with 2 strikes, puts the ball in play, hits the sacrifice fly, gets the RBI. Now a 3-1 ball game. Lester on the year with an ERA over 5 in the first inning. So they didn't let him get off the hook.
So the Indians answer the Red Sox 3 in the first with 1 thus far. Cabrera remains at first, 2 down for Shelley Duncan. I think he hit our microphone down there.
Yeah, he hit Schnack's microphone.
There it is. Well, it saved Katie. There she is. Good thing for that microphone.
Nice catch.
Duncan looking for his first hit in this Boston series. He's 0 for 9. And he's down 0-2 to Lester. Done very well in his career against him. 4 for 11. Does have the 4 strikeouts, however. Against lefties this year, Duncan batting .216. Duncan checks his swing. Shopik with a nice block. Count will go to 1-2. And boy, Lester takes a lot of time between pitches when he gets runners on base. There goes Cabrera. Duncan fouls it away. Rick has a base runner. When that pitcher takes more time from the stretch, does that do anything to you?
Well, if he holds it and he makes you wait, base stealers like to get a timing and they like to get going. right there you're guessing that he's going to throw a changeup or an off-speed pitch here to Duncan on a 1-2 count. So I think they started Cabrera on first movement to see if he could get himself in scoring position, but he fouled it off, and he'll probably stay there now.
He does stay put as Duncan takes that one off the plate.
And Lester started to walk to the dugout. He thought he had a strike. He took the one step, and watch after he finishes that pitch. Here we go. Oops. Call the ball.
Yeah, a little bit off the plate. Shopping, of course, framed it. Cabrera with the bluff as Duncan hits that one into the seats. Foul ball. Final game of this homestand in this series here today. Then the Indians off to the West Coast. They'll be in Anaheim to play the Angels Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All 10 o'clock starts. All for you right here on STO. Be with you for Indians on Deck tomorrow night at 9:30.
We're going to keep you up late.
You are. I know. You get some joy in that, though, don't you?
I do. Yes, because you'll take a nap in the afternoon. It won't matter.
Sure.
Be lounging around the pool, working on your tan.
I'm going to go check your pool out. I haven't yet, but now that you're out of town.
You're not going. I'm out. I got it locked up. Put the cover on today when I left, just for you.
Oh, make sure I don't get in. Full count now to Duncan. Well, he's worked Lester this at bat. There's Brent Lillibridge. He would be next. And a swing and a foul tip. Shopping couldn't hold on, so we'll do it again. Red Sox with 3 in the top half of this inning. The Indians have 1 run here in the bottom of the first. Shelley Duncan trying to keep it going with Cabrera on first base, who again will be moving with the pitch. Indians trying to win 3 out of 4 from Boston here this weekend. Again, the payoff. And again, a foul ball for Duncan. Boy, he's really working Lester here. 9 pitches in this at bat. Boy, gorgeous day here today. Now 72 degrees. Sun is out. Perfect day for a ball game in downtown Cleveland. And the Indians trying to keep this first inning going. And ball 4. Good at bat for Shelley Duncan. He works the walk. Now the Indians will get 2 on with 2 out for Brent Lillibridge, who had 3 hits last night.
That was a good at bat by Duncan. Ends up getting on first base, keeps the inning going. Fouled off everything Lester had to offer.
Lillibridge had his first homer last night as an Indian, his first run batted in as well. A home run last night, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, has the average overall up to 202. Now 4 for 8 in this Boston series. And an RBI opportunity here. That went on the outside corner for strike 1. Lillibridge getting the start at shortstop today. He should get his numbers there with the Indians, now hitting 300. It's Drupal Cabrera, the DH. He's at second base. Shelley Duncan's at first. In the dirt again. Well, Shopping's had to make a few blocks here in this first inning. Well, Brent Lillibridge last night, Rick, goes deep his first time up and then just kept it going.
Yeah, had a great night offensively and defensively. 3 hits. This one was a double, so he had the homer, the single, the double. And that's why he started him off to get ahead with a fastball here. We came back with a changeup.
You can't just give in. He had a 3-1 fastball for a home run last night. There's the cutter.
Yeah, good pitch.
You'll see Lester throwing that a lot to the right-handers. You see how it runs inside. It's got late movement, and it keeps bearing in on the right-handed hitters. It's a ball. But once you get started, you see it out there as a right-handed hitter, and you can't stop because you got to commit.
Lillibridge down in the count, 1-2. 2 on, 2 out here in the first inning. A run already in. There goes Cabrera for third. The pitch grounded to short. Aviles will flip to second base. They get Duncan there, and the inning is over. But the Tribe gets one after one. It's 3-1 Boston. To you by McDonald's Cherry Berry Chiller. Cherry and raspberry flavors blended with ice and 100% fruit juice. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. East 4th Street. Be bustling a little bit later here. Nice day today in downtown Cleveland as we move to the second inning. Red Sox with 3 in their half of the first. Indians with 1. The pitching numbers already up there. Lester threw 27 pitches. Kluber, 28. So we'll see if these guys settle in here in the second inning. For Boston, the bottom third of their order, Aviles, Valencia, and Shopik.
Well, that's been the pattern for Kluber. In his first 2 starts, you give it up in the first and settle in after that. So hopefully he can put some zeros on the board right now.
Mike Aviles 0 for 3 last night. The Red Sox shortstop takes strike 1 from Corey Kluber. 78 miles per hour on that breaking pitch. Now 1-1. Kluber has those 4 pitches: fastball, slider, curve, and change. And Rick, you said you liked his changeup the last time out.
Well, he was using it on his first pitch to get ahead in the count. Not that it's nasty and you have to do anything. It takes the hitter off that fastball. He also throws that cutter inside. He threw one earlier in the first inning that was very effective. You just have to, keep him off the fastball. You can't continue to throw everything hard. He learned that in his very first start in the very first inning in Kansas City. It's a thing sometimes when you're young, you get excited, you come up here, when you get into trouble, you get into a rut where everything is hard. You have to take the hitters off that fastball, change the eye level. And also that's up for the catcher to help you out doing that.
That one lined to right center. It's another base hit for the Red Sox. That's their 4th of the day. Aviles will stop at first with a long single. Trip going back, but he'll be able to get back safely. And the Red Sox with their leadoff batter aboard here in the second.
Hit the breaking ball, going down and away. Let's see. That's a good pitch. It was away. That thing stayed on the plate, and Aviles did a good job of taking it the other way. Did not try to pull it.
So Aviles aboard, nobody out here in the second for Danny Valencia, making his first start as a Red Sox. Valencia made his debut for Boston last night as a defensive replacement at third base after being recalled from AAA Pawtucket. He's replacing Will Middlebrooks, who was put on the 15-day DL with that right wrist fracture.
Well, a guy that I thought was going to be in Minnesota for a while over at the third base position, but something happened within the last year with Valencia and the Twins. They got a little soured on him and made him expendable. He started the year in Minnesota and was off to a terrible start. They sent him down. Trevor Plouffe ended up getting over there and playing every day and put up some terrific numbers, so that made Valencia expendable.
2-0 count here. There goes Aviles, and Valencia hits that one high in the air to center. Be a can of corn for Ezekiel Carrera. One out here in this second inning for Boston as Aviles retreats to first base. Let's get a look at today's AT&T trivia question. And today we have 4 switch hitters that have won an American League batting title. Name them. We'll have the answer for you coming up a bit later. AT&T trivia for today. Kelly Shoppach, the Red Sox 9th hitter, to the plate with 1 out, and Aviles at first. Kelly was off last night. 0 for 4 in the series. There goes Aviles again. Shoppach swinging at the first pitch, lifting it high in the air to right. Chu should have room, and he'll make the catch in foul ground. Battling the sun. 2 outs here in the second inning as Aviles goes back to first.
Looks like Chu might have been running this ball into the sunshine. You see, he knows he's getting close to the seats, but he's trying to stay back enough to keep that ball out of the middle of the sunshine up in that bright blue sky. He did, makes the catch, 2 outs.
Back to the top of the order, Jacoby Ellsbury, who grounded out to Kluber in the last inning to start the game. Ellsbury went 2 for 4 last night with a career-high tying 2 doubles. 7th time he's done that. Also his second game with multiple extra base hits this year, but Ellsbury playing in just his 36th game with those injuries he's had to deal with. Now 1-1 the count. Ellsbury fights that one off to left. It's going to drop for a base hit. Aviles with a wide turn at second base, but he'll hold there. A 2-out single for Jacoby Ellsbury. Now the Red Sox with 2 on and 2 out here in the second.
Well, nothing you could do here. He just flared it down into left field. It drops. That's the curveball. Got inside on him. Or might have been off the end of the bat now that I see that replay, and he just loops it in the left. That goes for a 2-out single. Keeps it alive for Crawford.
So the Red Sox with something brewing once again. Carl Crawford doubled and scored in the first inning. He'll bat here with 2 aboard. And he hits that one hard to right center. Chu going back. He won't get there, and it's off the wall and a bounce. 1 run is in. Here comes Ellsbury. There'll be no relay. 2-run score. Boston up 5-1. Carl Crawford, his second straight double. He already has 3 RBIs on the day.
Well, Crawford hit a fastball in his first at-bat. He's going to hit a breaking ball here. Again, location, right down the middle. And the big league hitters, boy, they let you know when you make a mistake, and Kluber has made a few today. This one with 2 outs, short hops the wall. Some damage done now. That is a 5-1 ball game. They already have 6 hits. 3 doubles and the home run, so 4 out of the 6 have been for extra bases.
Ruben Niebla, the Indians pitching coach, out to talk to Corey Kluber.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the location and watch the balls that were hit hard off Kluber. That ball down, fastball right where you like it, up. He's a high ball hitter, goes the other way. The fastball comes back over the plate, belled high. That's the home run. Here's the curveball, middle of the plate, speeds up his bat, plugs the gap in right center field. Every pitch that the Red Sox have taken advantage of, you can see why.
And now Dustin Pedroia, who doubled and knocked in a run in the first inning. Bats here with Crawford at second base and 2 outs. The Indians down 5-1 here. The Red Sox with 3 in the first, 2 here in the second. The Red Sox not done batting. That one hit hard to first. Nice play. Carlos Santana stays with it. Steps on the bag to end the inning. But the Red Sox add 2 more. Carl Crawford, a 2 RBI double. 5-1 Red Sox. A sun-splashed day here at Progressive Field, but the Red Sox with the bats going early. They have a 5-1 lead. Bottom third of the Indians' order. Marson, Hanahan, and Carrera, the schedule hitters on Kids Fun Day here today. Also the first 15,000 fans with the Gaylord Perry bobblehead doll.
Did you get yours?
I did not. I'll have to work on that. I have to find Popper.
He's right over there. Sure he has one for you.
With the touch of pine tar on the cap.
But it wasn't pine tar that he used.
No, you're right. It was the Vaseline. 0-2 here to Lou Marson. Well, you hear so many great stories about Gaylord Perry and, the psych job of putting the Vaseline in his hand and shaking hands in his series before he pitches. And I think a lot of his game was mental, too. But
well,
Marson,
he knew how to work it. I mean, he was
he
a
had
guy.
Great stuff. That's the thing.
He was telling the story, the other night with when he pitched, when he started in San Francisco, he'd use that capsulin, which is really hot stuff. And, man, that would make you sweat. Right. And, I mean, he used tubes of it throughout the course of the game. So you get into a hot summer day, and I'm telling you, most people's arms would have been on fire. So he was always sweating. He was always going to his hat, his hair, wiping things off. So it made you think, all right, where's he getting it from?
Right.
Wherever he had it, he did a good job of concealing it, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he did.
But it was fun to watch him go through, all the different motions and gyrations that he had out there on the mound. And he was in your head as a hitter.
Larson swings and misses. Second strikeout victim for John Lester. One out here in the second inning.
See, he was messing around. Look, there's Bobby D there. He's pretending there. He'd go to the side, wipe his brow. Look at him. Eyebrows. I mean, he would do that after every pitch. And he could keep something there wherever he had the Vaseline. That was great. I mean, he still got it. He could do that in his sleep. The eyebrows, the hair, the hat. He'd go down to his pants. And fun to watch.
Yeah, and he had fun with it, too. Has fun to this day with it.
I mean, I played behind him, and I faced him, doing that stuff. And he said the puffball, that was something that was unbelievable.
And he'd take the rosin bag, and didn't one game the umpires – I remember when he pitched for Seattle here at the old stadium in the early 80s. I think the umpire came out. I don't know if they made him stop with the rosin, but they said, stop doing this, because he'd throw the ball, and it looked like a puff of smoke was coming out of his hands.
It would. It'd come right out of the middle of it. An illusionist.
Indeed. 2-1 here to Jack Hanahan, who's had good success against Lester in his career. A .429 career hitter, 6 for 14. There's the numbers for Jack. He had the night off last night. Came in as a defensive replacement in the 9th inning. 3-1 now from John Lester. Lester trying to win his first game since June 27th here today. He's up 5-1. Big swing and a miss there for Jack, so the count goes full. Jack fouls that one off. Now Lester's already thrown 38 pitches, so his pitch count getting up there here in the early innings. Ezekiel Carrera on deck. Here's the payoff. And Hanahan fights it off, but a diving catch made by Danny Valencia on the line drive for the second out. Well, let's welcome in once again the third member of our broadcast crew, Katie Witham. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Al. The Indians are trying to make it as easy as possible for you to get out here to the ballpark, so make sure to take advantage of some of their transportation options. You can jump on the RTA rail service with your whole family and a family pass. You can also park, guarantee parking right next door over here in the Gateway Garage, or take a free shuttle from Ohio City. All the information is online for you right now at Indians.com. Al, Rick, back to you.
Katie, good stuff. And it's a nice reminder. The Indians with a lot of nice packages here to come out and see a ball game. Really fit your every need. Indians.com, a place to find those. So 2 outs for Ezekiel Carrera, the Indians' 9th hitter today. Came in as a defensive replacement last night. Got an at bat in the 8th inning. Got that insurance run home to make it 5-2 as he was 1 for 1 with that RBI. Danny Valencia well in on the grass at third base. Now 3-0 to Carrera. There's the strike. Carrera 286 off of lefties this year, but hitting only 214 here at home. He takes ball 4. So he's aboard with 2 outs here in the second inning as we go back to the top of the order and Jason Donald. And today's injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Jason Kipnis day today with that stiff neck. This is another game here today. Travis Hafner on the DL in the 60-day, 4 players. Jason Donald with that single in the first inning came around and scored. Now 4 for 7 in his career against Lester. And of course, Carrera always a threat to steal at first base. No, with 2 outs, Rick, you trying to get Carrera in scoring position on the steal if to get him there with 2 outs. Carrera, maybe look for a steal here.
Well, we'll see. See if they got anything on that move from Lester. Cabrera took off one time on a 1-2 count with Dunking hitting last inning.
1-1 here to Jason Donald. Donald chases a high one. 1-2 now.
Now you may want to try. Get to 2 strikes. May follow that high fastball up. He could go up there again if he chooses and thinks they're running where you don't have to pitch out, or he can follow that up and change his eye level with either a changeup or that breaking ball he throws. So you're banking. I would start Carrera. Why not? Well, you're down 4. That's why.
Let's see what happens here. Carrera stays put, and Donald swings and misses.
Doesn't matter.
Third strikeout for John Lester. Indians done here in the second inning. Boston with a 4-run lead. A cold one to look forward to Miller time later in today's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. We head to the third inning here in downtown Cleveland. Red Sox up 5-1. Corey Kluber trying to find that rhythm that he did on Tuesday night against Minnesota here. The Red Sox with 3 in the first, 2 in the second.
He has to find it now because you're down 4 runs. It's early going into the third inning. He has to put zeros on the board here in a hurry and keep them going.
He'll see Gonzalez, Ross, and Saltalamacchia, hitters 4, 5, and 6 in Bobby Valentine's batting order. Gonzalez homered his first time up. His 13th home run of the season. And he takes a strike there from Kluber. Grounder to first. Santana smothers it. 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Let's take a look at the great clip of the game from last night. Zach McAllister, a career-high 8 innings pitch, gave up only 2 runs.
Had good stuff last night. That comeback fastball.
Great clips. It's going to be great. There's his line. Solid outing for Zach McAllister.
Career high 8 innings, no walks.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Really had that good command last night. Gave up 2 runs in the 4th inning. Other than that, the Red Sox really didn't get much going against him.
And those 2 runs could have been a lot more. If you remember what happened, they had bases loaded, nobody out. Because of a couple mistakes, one he made after the leadoff double, trying to go to third base on the bunt. They were just going to move him over. And then the next play, it was Lillibridge that made a mistake on a little grounder. But he ended up battling through it.
Cody Ross batting, 1-1 the count. And it was nice to see that outing by McAllister. Nice to get that solid start, because the Indians have needed that consistency in the starting rotation that for the last 2.5 months they just really haven't gotten.
Well, when they were going through that streak, they were down. I mean, the starters were averaging less than 5 innings a start. And, I mean, they were giving up tons of runs. So this is the 5th time going through the rotation. It started with Kluber in his last start. This one he's been roughed up early, though.
And he gets Cody Ross there. 3rd strikeout for Kluber. 2 outs here in the 3rd inning.
He's been able to get Ross 2 times tonight. There goes the slider. Down and away. Gets him to swing through it. He has 3 strikeouts on the afternoon.
Saltalamacchia, strikeout victim, his first time up. Steps in. First pitch swinging. Santana, diving stop. Flips to Kluber, covering. Nice play. Santana to Kluber. And the Red Sox go 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 5-1 Boston. In Boston, look at that little guy. He wants the hot dog.
Yeah, but Dad won't give it to him. That's not nice, Dad. Give him a bite.
Let's see.
His arms aren't long enough.
No, he can't reach
Yeah,
it.
that's right. He's watching saying, what are you doing?
So that looks like it tastes really good. I'd like a bite.
He's going to get a backhand in the nose here soon. Dad is.
Yeah. There we go.
He's saying, I don't want the chip.
He's still got his eye on that hot dog. Well, we'll take this. A little tougher. Cabrera, Chu, and Santana. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 for the Tribe here in the third inning. As they try to cut into this 4-run Boston lead. Cabrera a single his first time up. He lays off that off-speed pitch. 2-1 the count.
Cabrera had a nice base hit on a ball away. Borderline strike call, but served it out to right center field. He sort of gets a day off today if you consider 4 at-bats. I mean, he doesn't have to go out and play shortstop. Still need that right-handed bat in the lineup.
Strike there to run the count full. Well, Maniac has said that one of the reasons that they got Lillibridge was because he could play shortstop and give Cabrera some time off, as we look at it here again. And a swing and a miss. So Lester comes back and strikes out Cabrera. That's his 4th strikeout. And let's take a look at our University Hospitals minor league update. Nick Weglars. Last 8 games batting nearly .500. A once very hot prospect a few seasons ago for the Indians. Injuries, though, have derailed him a bit. He's down to AA Akron. Hitting well this month. We'll see if he can finish strong. And
well, this is it. Last month for the minor leaguers.
Yeah, it is.
I think they go maybe that first week into September.
Yeah, first few days, and then we've got the playoffs. Yeah, usually by Labor Day, that's it. Here's Chu with 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 the count. Now 2-1. Yankees and Jays underway. Bottom of the 4th in Toronto. Blue Jays up 2-0 in that one. Also in the American League, Royals and Orioles scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd. Rest of the American League games coming up. Just a couple of minutes, the A's and the White Sox will get started. So will the Rays and the Twins. Tigers and Rangers coming up at 3:05. Mariners and Angels at 3:30. 2-2 the count to Shin-Soo Choo. A swing and a miss. Second consecutive strikeout for Lester. That's his 5th of the day. 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Well, when we return home from that West Coast trip on Friday, August 24th, it's going to be fireworks night presented by First Merit Bank. Come on out. The Yankees are in town, and the tribute will be to the Rocky Horror Picture Show after the ball game. Log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
Fireworks show, some of the best right here at Progressive Field. Carlos Santana with 2 outs and nobody on. Hit a sac fly to drive in the Indians' only run his first time up back in the 1st inning. Santana last night, the designated hitter. Today, the first baseman, so he's had a couple of days off from catching duty. Two and 1 to Santana. And he hits that one hard to center. Here comes Ellsbury. Won't be able to make the catch. And Carlos Santana, a solid single to center field here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
Well, that's their first hit since Cabrera back in the 1st, and he just, see how nice and easy that swing was? Didn't try and do too much, stayed back on it. It's a nice line drive to center field. Didn't overswing. Nice short stroke there.
So he's aboard with 2 outs for Shelley Duncan. He worked a walk his first time up. Lester ahead of Duncan here, 0-1. Shelley still looking for his first hit of this series. Duncan getting the start in left field today. Now he's down 0-2. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Red Sox thus far. The Indians 1 run on 3 hits. No errors for either side. Indians have left 1 runner, rather 3 runners on base. Boston has left 1 on. Drive down by 4 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch got Duncan. Lester strikes out the side. That's his 6th strikeout this afternoon. We head to the 4th, 5-1 Red Sox. Kluber will see hitters 7, 8, and 9 for the Boston Red Sox, who lead it 5-1. You get a look in from our Panini cam. Aviles, Valencia, Shopik, the scheduled hitters. Aviles, a single and a run scored, his only time up in the 2nd inning. First pitch swinging, hits that one foul towards the seat. Santana will give it a look, but it's out of play.
Let's send along some birthday wishes today. Thomas Kilius of Niles is turning 64. Marcia Addison is 60. Camilla Baccaris of Middleburg Heights is 57. Happy birthday to you all.
Aviles says that got a piece of him. It did. And he's hurt. Mike Aviles hit by pitch. We'll come out and take a look at him. So he's headed down to first base.
You go inside, and that fastball comes in, gets him right on the right arm, forearm. Little stinger right there.
So the Red Sox again get their leadoff batter aboard here in the fourth inning. Now Danny Valencia flew out to center his first time up. Mike Aviles, threat to steal, 10 for 14 in stolen bases this year. 1-0 to Danny Valencia.
Well, the last time Aviles was on, Valencia, Bobby Valentine, on back-to-back pitches had hit and runs going. Well, at least the runner started. Aviles started. Valencia popped up. The very next pitch, Shopik popped up. He was running both times.
Staying put here, and 2-0 to Valencia.
Yeah, well, Corey Kluber's got to get it down. He's got to, this is an inning, another must-zero inning for him. Bullpen's going to get up and start getting loose. Looks like Tomlin.
Here's Josh. Strike to Valencia. We talked about it earlier. Valencia was the Twins' starting third baseman on opening day this season and the season previous, but talking to some people over in Minnesota said he just never really fit in well with the clubhouse over there.
Wore out his welcome.
There goes Aviles. That's a strike. The throw down to second base. Not in time. Stolen base for Aviles, his 11th of the year.
Well, it looked like that throw was in time to get him. It was a short hop, so maybe that's why Donald had a tough time. His glove was going up. He couldn't tag it. It was just a little short hop. Let's see. The ball beat him. Yeah, he had to make sure he caught the ball first before he could apply the tag. That ball was just a little short. And by the time he could tag him, Aviles did get the foot in there.
So Aviles on second base now with nobody out. And a full count to Valencia. Kelly Shopik awaits. Valencia this year now just 17 of 89 off of right-handed pitching. It's a 192 average. And a swing and a miss. So Corey Kluber, it's a key strikeout there. That's his fourth. One out with Aviles remaining at second base.
He chased it. He helped him out. He would have been on first base if he lets it go, chases it. But Kluber gets the first out in the inning.
So former tribesman Kelly Shopik to the plate. Flew out to right his first time up in foul ground. Kelly's fifth among American League catchers in slugging percentage. He's got an OPS of 807. $19 of his 34 hits have been for extra bases. And he's ahead in the count here, 1-0. Still looking for his first hit of the series. There's Aviles at second. And the 1-0 pitch. Now Shopik in a hitter's count. Boston with 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second. Tribe got their run in the first. Corey Kluber trying to keep it right here. There's the strike. Indians traded Kelly Shopik for Mitch Talbot the offseason a couple of seasons ago in Tampa Bay. Now he's back in Boston, the club that the Indians originally acquired him from. Play at second base, but Avila's back. Corey Kluber, the Padres' number 4 selection back in the 2007 draft out of Stetson. He came over in that Jake Westbrook 3-team deal in 2010. Trying to get out of it here. Now the count evens up on Shopik at 2-2. Well, the one knock on Kelly Shopik, Rick, has always been that he won't go with the pitch, always swinging for the fences, and it's down 2-2 here.
Well, when you get a chance, when you play every day, you get a little better idea, but he gets up there and he takes healthy cuts. He doesn't get cheated.
There goes Aviles to third, a swing and a foul tip. So it stays alive for Shopik. And Aviles will have to go back to second base.
Well, he timed it. He got a good jump, and he just does get a piece that came out of the glove. Marson was coming up to throw. If he holds on to that ball, that's strike 3, and he can go to third base. But you re-rack him, do it all over again.
So the count remains 2-2 on Shopik. Breaks his bat and hits that one to center field. It's down for a base hit. Here comes Aviles around third. Carrera's throw home is off. The run scores, and Shopik will head down to second base. 6-1 Boston. Kelly Shopik, an RBI single.
Yeah, shattered his bat. Gets the base hit, and Carrera in center field coming home. It wasn't hit that hard to try and get Aviles, so you must hit your cutoff man here and keep Shopik at first base, even though the score is 5-1, now 6. You see where the barrel head of that bat goes. Goes flying to the middle part of the infield, and that ball's just not hit hard enough. It was one big slow hop, and look at the throw. Way over Santana's head, and that's what let Shopik go to second base. So not a good play there. Manny Acta coming to the mound, and Corey Kluber is going to be done this afternoon.
So Kluber done for the day, surrendering 6 runs. Kelly Shopik on second base, still his responsibility. And Josh Tomlin will come in for the Indians. We'll learn more about Josh when we come back. 6-1 our score, Red Sox ahead.
by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Fourth inning, Tribe down 6-1. Josh Tomlin into the game for his 5th relief appearance of the season.
He's going to get the top of the lineup now. Ellsbury. This inning started, Aviles being hit by a pitch, stole a base. He was able to strike out Valencia, but Shopik ended the afternoon for Kluber.
Ellsbury 1 for 2 on the day, singled and scored back in the second inning. As we get the numbers on Corey Kluber. Struggled with the command within the zone today. Didn't walk anybody, but elevated some pitches. Ellsbury, his first pitch swinging. Duncan right there to make the catch. With 2 outs here in the fourth. And Carl Crawford, a couple of doubles today, Rick. Bats once again with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, he had the fastball the first pitch. Had the breaking ball his next time up. Short hopped the wall. So he's driven in a pair, scored 1 with 2 doubles.
And another RBI opportunity here for Crawford. Tomlin gets ahead of him 0-1. Well, Josh Tomlin has that reputation throughout baseball now of getting ahead of the hitters. So they're up there swinging. They don't take a lot of first pitches from Tomlin.
Well, sometimes that may be your best pitch you're going to see.
Oh, 0-2 to Crawford. Crawford stays alive with the foul ball. Red Sox with a run home here in the fourth inning. Corey Kluber has exited the game. Josh Tomlin working here in relief. The Indians now down by 5. Again, the 0-2 coming to Crawford. Back up the middle. Lillibridge throws him out, and the Red Sox retired here in the fourth inning. But they add another and lead it 6-1. We get to the bottom of the fourth inning, 6-1. Red Sox have the lead. Carl Crawford made the last out of the inning for Boston. And
seen him fall at home plate.
yeah, Pierce came up a little lame here.
Well, he just stumbled. I don't know if it was an ankle or something. He fell coming out of the box.
I watched him heading out to left. He looked okay. There he is in left field, so he stays in the game. Perhaps just a slip. Lillibridge, Marson, and Hanahan here in the bottom of the fourth for the Tribe, now down 6-1. Lillibridge grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. Having a good series here. Now down 0-2 to Lester. Lillibridge will be followed by Marson and Hanahan, the Indians' batting order. And swung and missed at that. Kelly Shopping makes the tag. Another strikeout for Lester. 4 of the last 5 batters have been to the plate. Lester is struck out. And the Browns are back on the practice field as they get ready for their second preseason game. Join Jim Donovan, Mary Kay Cabot, and Coach Sam tonight at 10 for PNC Bank Training Camp Daily. They'll evaluate Friday night's game against the Lions and give you the latest from Berea. PNC Bank Training Camp Daily tonight at 10 with the voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan, right here on Sports Time Ohio. Now Lou Marson, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
Now Lester already with 7 strikeouts. Season high is 9, which he has done twice this year. Once against Washington, back on June 10th in interleague play, once against Oakland. July 3rd, we told you, Lester looking for that first win since June 27th. It's been a drought of 7 starts.
Well, this is the ballpark for him to do it, and he's 2-0 career-wise at Progressive Field in 6 starts. Marson grounds it to third. Valencia makes the long throw across, 2 away. Let's take a look now at our Ford highlight reel, brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. John Lester with the K's today.
Well, you can see he is mixing it up. Those cutters have been very successful against the right-handers. The big breaking ball there to Chu. Another one to Duncan. Look at that, 3 straight on the curveballs.
Well, Lester has been effective. Giving up only 1 run back in the first. There's his line. 2 outs and nobody on here in the fourth for Jack Hanahan. That went high and tight. Off speed pitch.
This is when he really tried to snap off, and he loses it. And Hanahan's lucky he didn't get hit in the helmet. He had to back away. That was close.
Jack lined out to Valencia his first time up. He's always been able to make good contact against Lester, but you know, John Lester here at Progressive Field, 2-0, a 4.33 ERA in 6 starts, and in his career against Cleveland, Rick, 4-1, a 3.53 ERA in 10 starts. So he's had the Tribe's number. Hanahan goes too far there.
Yeah, we missed him in Boston that first time through when we were up there back in May.
Hanahan hits that one well to deep left center, but Ellsbury is back with plenty of room. And he makes the catch on the warning track for the 3rd out. So Hanahan gave it a ride, but John Lester once again has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We go to the 5th. 6-1 Boston. All on Sports Time Ohio, brought to you by Panini's with 17 locations in Northeast Ohio. By Levin's, home of the Sealy Posturepedic mattress, made right here in Northeast Ohio. By KiaCleveland.com. And by First Merit Bank. Gorgeous day today in downtown Cleveland. Temperatures in the low 70s. Kids enjoying the nice weather, but the Indians fans not necessarily enjoying the ball game. They're down 6-1, top of the fifth. Josh Tomlin will work into another inning of relief. He came on last inning for Corey Kluber. He'll see Pedroia, Gonzalez, and Ross. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 for Bobby Valentine. Pedroia 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored back in the first inning. Also picked up his 43rd run batted in. Having a good series. It's that one foul into the seats. Well, the Indians see John Lester today, Rick, and you think, well, you don't get Jeff Weaver or Dan Herron in Anaheim against the Angels, but instead you get Zach Greinke, C.J. Wilson, and Irvin Santana. Now, Santana struggled a little bit. But
yeah, we got hit Santana. We knocked him out early. Greinke, they've had success before in their past. He's no stranger to this team, which is okay. And C.J. Wilson, I don't think he's pitched against us this year. So it'll be a first time for him, the left-hander. He's had a good year for the Angels.
We talk about the rich getting richer, starting pitching-wise.
Well, I mean, they went out and they pay for it. The free agent Wilson, they felt at the trading deadline. They went out because Herron has a bad back. And, you know, he's been hit or miss this year.
Yep.
Santana's been terrible. I don't know what it is with him this year, but the times that we've seen him, he has not been very good at all. He's been very inconsistent, high ERA. They can count on Weaver, and they've been able to count on Wilson. And that's what's going to keep those guys, is that pitching.
Looked like Marson might have been crossed up there as the count goes full.
We always seem to play them well out in Anaheim. They're always low-scoring games like they are here.
Right.
I mean, it seems like every time we play L.A. or the Angels, it's a low-scoring game.
Now, the Indians were able to get to Dan Herron here back in June, but
that's when he had the back issues.
Right.
I'll tell you, the team I want to see play right now that's been playing is Oakland. Had a tremendous July. Those kids, they're playing pretty well.
You'll see them on this trip. See the Angels, the A's, and the Mariners. So
this is an old,
on the
typical
West Coast
trip where you play 9 games against all 3 teams out on the West Coast. I like that. You know, we do it. The Red Sox will have that same trip later on in the year. They go to Baltimore and New York from here, but on one of their next trips, they hit the West Coast.
Tough play for Donald, and Pedroia beats it out. Good effort by Jason Donald, but unable to get the speedy Dustin Pedroia.
You know what? It almost looks like if Lillibridge had a chance, it would have been better off if he took it because his momentum's going to first base. Donald's going away from the play. See, I like Lillibridge coming in to take that ball instead of that throw there. I mean, it's a good effort. I like the play, but I think if they would have had a chance at him, it would have had to be Lillibridge coming in to call him off. That was just one of those tweener plays. You don't know who's going to get there. It was a tough play either way.
Leadoff infield single for Dustin Pedroia here in the 5th for Boston. Now Adrian Gonzalez, who homered his first time up. Grounded out to Santana at first, his last time. And it's 1-0 from Josh Tomlin. Shift is on. You get a look at it. Santana, of course, has to hold the runner. So you get a bit of a hole there between first and second. You wouldn't normally with this shift, but still from the shortstop side of second on, it's awfully tough to get a ground ball through.
Well, if he hits it, he can get it through, but on the ground, they're banking him to pull. In the air, he goes the other way so well. He doubled off the wall yesterday.
Yeah, playing him straight up in the outfield. Pinch towards the middle. Did you get a look there? Two 2-0 count to Adrian Gonzalez. Now 3-0. Fifth inning now in Toronto. The Blue Jays have exploded on the Yankees. It's 10-1. Oakland and Chicago scoreless in the second inning as Adrian Gonzalez takes the walk on 4 pitches. Tomlin was being very careful with him.
Well, they better come back then with Ross because it's first and second and nobody out. You know, Redbird tells me that the last time we made that West Coast swing where we hit all 3 teams, 1998.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
That's something.
And back in 98 when we made that trip, we also visited Tampa as well. How's that?
Get a little coast-to-coast action. Here's Cody Ross. Swings at the first pitch. That's a base hit to right. Pedroia coming around third. He'll score easily. Gonzalez on his way to third. Red Sox make it 7-1 and put runners at the corners still with nobody out.
Well, after the 4 straight pitches to Gonzalez, Ross comes right out. That looked like a cutter away off the end of the bat, and he finds some grass out in right field. That'll drive home Pedroia. Gonzalez to third. So first 3 have reached here in the 5th inning.
Cody Ross had struck out his first 2 times up, so he ends that skid. He also didn't have a hit last night. Here's Jared Saltalamacchia. His first pitch swinging is stopped by Donald. Great diving stop. Makes the throw to first, but not in time. Close at first base. A run will score. 8-1 Boston. Boy, another great effort by Jason Donald, and he almost got Saltalamacchia at first.
Yeah, it really was. There's nothing more that Jason could do. On his belly, he turns over, he flips, he throws from his side, and Saltalamacchia, you know, not blessed with speed, being the catcher, he flips it underhand, and it's bang, bang at first base, but Salty beats it out. So it'll go as a single, an RBI. Good effort by Jason Donald, though. Did everything in his power to get him out. Just couldn't do it.
Pitching coach Ruben Niebla out to talk with Josh Tomlin. Well, he's had a couple of ground balls here, too, that unfortunately they pile up. Yeah, but Pedroia leads off the inning with the infield single. Saltalamacchia, an infield single here. Mix those in with the walk and a base hit to right. It's not like anybody has hit the ball hard this inning off of Tomlin.
You don't have to sometimes. Sometimes it's just your day. You find base hits. They hit the ball hard early in the first inning. Today they're 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position. First 3 games of this series, they were 3 for 22. So that says it all right there.
In the first 3 games of this series, Boston scored 8 runs total. They have 8 runs already here today. And we're still in the 5th inning with nobody out. Here's Mike Aviles. He's reached his 2 previous times. A single and a run scored in the second. Hit by pitch and a run scored in the 4th. Coming into today in this series, Rick, Boston was batting just 198 overall and 136 with runners in scoring position.
Well, they're too good of a team. You know they're going to hit. They have all year. They're second in the league in runs scored coming into the day. They now have 567 runs on the year. Texas, the only other team that has scored more than they have. And they're not that far behind because going into today, Texas had 570.
Two 2-0 count to Aviles. 3-0. So Boston with 2 runs home. They're still threatening. 2 on, nobody out. Now 3-1.
Finish up our birthday wishes. Brian Stewart of Columbus is turning 30. We've got a couple people from Lake Chautauqua, both turning 29 today. Jody Abramson and Diane Shine. Happy birthday to you all.
All 4 will load the bases.
Well, it's a tough go here for Josh Tomlin. 5 hitters, and he has yet to retire a batter. 2 walks and 3 singles.
Danny Valencia to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He is now the only player in the Red Sox lineup that has not reached as you get a look at Frank Herman, who will loosen. And it's 1-0 to Valencia.
Yeah, for Josh Tomlin, man, he's a strike thrower normally. He's about even. 12 balls, 13 strikes out of his 25 pitches.
Valencia drives that one to deep left. Duncan has room, makes the catch in the corner. Runner will tag and score. 9-1 Boston, but the first out of the inning there, Danny Valencia, a sacrifice fly to left. '18th RBI on the season for Valencia, his first as a member of the Boston Red Sox. 9-1 now. Kelly Shoppig will bat with 2 on and 1 out. Shoppig a single his last time up to drive in his 17th run of the season. Swing and a miss there. So you have Saltalamacchia at second, Aviles at first. Boston already with another 3 runs home this inning. They scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth to go with these 3 here in the fifth. 9 runs on 10 hits for Boston today, 1 run on 3 hits for the Tribe. Shoppig went too far there. 0-2 the count. Shoppig didn't think he went.
If he would have hit it, it might have went off the wall. He went.
Stays alive there.
Well, come on out to Progressive Field on Wednesday, August 29th. It's Dollar Dog Night. Oakland A's will be in town. Hot dogs for just $1, courtesy of Sugardale. Go to Indians.com.
Indians will see Oakland on this upcoming 9-game road trip to the West Coast. And they'll be back here at the end of the month. And Marson holds on to the foul tip. Tomlin with his first strikeout today, the 5th for Indians pitching, 2 outs in the 5th. That'll bring Jacoby Ellsbury to the plate. 2 outs and 2 on. 9-1 here this afternoon. Ellsbury 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the second inning. Swing and a miss there. Well, the Red Sox game plan against Tomlin has been clear. It's be ready on that first pitch. Almost every hitter has been ready to take a swipe at Tomlin's first one. One and 1 to Jacoby Ellsbury. Indians will fly out after today's game for the West Coast. They'll be in Anaheim Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Again, we'll have all 3 of those games right here for you on Sports Time Ohio. As Ellsbury clobbers that one to right center. Carrera on the run, won't get there. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes another. And it's a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Jacoby Ellsbury. 11-1 Boston.
Well, he hammered this ball into right center field. I mean, there it is, a fastball right down Broadway. He took advantage of it, hit it hard. Boston's 4th double. They lead the league in that department, doubles. They now have 261.
Crawford fouls that one off his foot. And Ellsbury with this double, he now has 3 doubles in the last 2 days.
He's getting that swing back.
Yes, he is.
You know, he's missed a good part of the season, but boy, when this guy, he had some kind of year last year. If he gets that swing back, look out.
Crawford has 2 of the 4 Boston doubles today. He's 2 for 3. Now, the Red Sox were due for a game like this after scoring only 8 runs in the first 3 against Cleveland. They have that offense that can break out any time, but boy, they are really swinging it this afternoon.
Yes, they are.
Crawford hits that one hard but foul. One and 2 the count to the Red Sox left fielder. Playing in only his 25th game. He was on the disabled list for the first half of the season. Carl trying to find his stroke once again. Count remains 1 and 2. Oakland and Chicago have moved to the 3rd inning, scoreless there at U.S. Cellular Field. Tampa Bay and Minnesota even at 2. That game's in the 3rd inning. Detroit and Texas will get underway in about 10 minutes down in Arlington. Blue Jays were beating the Yankees 10-1 at last check. They were in the 5th. 2-2 here to Crawford. Kansas City, Baltimore, 2 all in the 4th. It's now 10-4. Toronto over the Yankees. 6th inning in Toronto. Crawford hits that one hard to right center. Carrera going over. Again, will not get there. Another double for Crawford. That's his 3rd of the day. Another RBI as he knocks in Ellsbury. And it's 12-1 Red Sox. And they've batted around here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, he's got 3 RBIs, 3 doubles.
And Maniacta headed to the mound. Frank Herman will relieve Josh Tomlin. So the Indians struggling to find that groove on the mound today. Boston has really gotten it going with the bats. 12 runs on 12 hits. We'll tell you about Frank Herman when we come back. Indians pitcher of the day is on in relief of Josh Tomlin here in the 5th with 2 outs. He's making his 2nd appearance this year. Frank Herman began the year in AAA. Spent most of it there with the Columbus Clippers. In Columbus, he had 39 relief appearances, a 4.28 ERA, also a couple of saves down there. 7 saves, actually, in 9 chances. Averaging 10 strikeouts per 9 innings at AAA. Making his second appearance here at the big league level. And for the second time this inning, Dustin Pedroia steps to the plate. He got it all started with the infield single earlier here in the 5th. Came around and scored on the Cody Ross base hit. 12-1 Red Sox, 2 outs. Carl Crawford at second base here in the 5th inning. Here's that curveball for Frank Herman. Ball 1. It's a relatively new pitch he's been working on. Two and 0 to Pedroia, 2 for 3 on the day. Couple of runs scored. Everyone in the Boston lineup has a hit today except for Danny Valencia. He does have an RBI.
Well, this all started with an infield hit by Pedroia. Donald coming in trying to make the play. It was bang bang at first base. But it has not stopped. They sent 5 hitters to the plate before they got their first out, and that was Valencia with the sacrifice fly.
Now the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 to Pedroia. Minnesota has taken the lead on Tampa Bay in the 3rd inning. They're up 3-2 now. That game at Target Field. And Pedroia walks. So the 11th man to bat this inning, Adrian Gonzalez, will come to the plate. He walked earlier in the inning. It's 1 for 2 today with a 2-run homer back in the 1st inning. Twelve runs on 12 hits for Boston, 1 run on 3 hits for the Tribe. Neither team's committed an error today. Indians just trying to get out of this inning. Boston already with 6 runs scored here in the 5th. Adrian Gonzalez, one of the best hitters in the game. Said, though, when he was young, he said on all his teams growing up, he was not the most talented player, just had to outwork people. He said his hard work is why he's here. It's true of a lot of guys, though, Rick. If you're willing to put the time in, you can improve. And Gonzalez, a prime example.
Well, you have to always try to improve. Once you get to the big leagues, just because you make it doesn't mean you're going to stay here. You've got to consistently improve. I don't care how good you are. This is a game of adjustments, and you better make them every year, from series to series, from game to game.
He's been so good, too, not only at the plate, but defensively. A good defensive first baseman. Truly a good all-around player.
Well, where did he start? In the Marlins organization, ended up spending some time in Texas.
Yep.
And went from Texas to San Diego. And, you know, put up the numbers he put up in that ballpark, not many people could do.
Strike 2. Gonzalez, the Southern California native. Once he got back there, really clicked in when he was with the Padres, and he comes over to Boston, and he just keeps right on hitting. Two on with 2 out. 2-2 count here to Gonzalez. And the count goes full. So the runners will be moving here. Gonzalez drives that one to right center. That's another gapper. It's a double for Gonzalez. Score 2 more for Boston. 8 runs here in this 5th inning, and they lead it 14-1.
And another double. Yeah, this guy, I'm telling you, when you get runners in scoring position, he's going to find a way to get you. And Indians pitchers are just throwing some batting practice up there right now. These guys are hitting the ball all over the dance floor. A fastball down and away. He pulls it into the hole, 92 miles an hour. Gonzalez goes down and gets it. Double number 6 in the game.
Gonzalez with 4 RBIs today, too, Rick.
It's a 14-1.
80 runs batted in on the season now for Adrian Gonzalez, and he's at second base for Cody Ross. And Red Sox hitters just teeing off. And nailing that right center field gap here in this inning. 8 runs are in.
Well, you better start making more pitches like that last one right there, down and away.
Eight runs on 6 hits this inning. Cody Ross is the 12th batter. Step to the plate for Boston. The 8 runs ties a Boston high for an inning in 2012. Now 3-1 to Cody Ross. He singled and scored earlier this inning. Also knocked in a run. And another walk.
Well, someone's got to get outs here in this ball game. 2 walks. 3 walks in the inning. Oh, that's right. You know, it's card's starting to get lopsided. Let me see who led this off. 12 men to the plate this inning. Is that right on your count?
That's correct. Yeah, this is number 13 coming to the plate right here.
I see. 3 walks. Thank you.
50 pitches this inning for the Tribe staff. Here's Saltalamacchia.
Sure it's not 4 walks? Now that I'm looking at my
double check
card.
my scorecard. I've got 3. Got some singles.
I've got 4.
4 singles?
No. Did Gonzalez
2,
walk after
3.
Pedroia?
Oh, you're
single?
right. It is 4
Thanks,
walks.
Al. See, you got me, and now I got you.
You did.
I topped you.
You one-upped me.
I got you.
1-1 here to Saltalamacchia. Frank Herman just tries to get this inning over.
Ooh, these guys are taking some healthy cuts. I mean, they're not getting cheated, folks. I mean, this is it's like batting practice right now.
The only outs this inning, a Danny Valencia sac fly and a Kelly Shopick strikeout. Saltalamacchia stays alive. Indians have taken 2 of 3 games heading into today in this series. Also had won 3 of the last 4 overall as you get a look at the base runners. Gonzalez at second, Ross at first. And that one through the glove of Marson. Runners will move up. So Gonzalez to third, Ross to second. And a 2-2 count on Saltalamacchia.
Sure, that'll be a pass ball, but it's been such a long inning. High fastball goes off the top of the glove of Marson.
Full count to Saltalamacchia. So 56 pitches this inning. Herman's thrown 22 of them. And it looks like the Indians will get out of it here. Fly ball to center. Carrera makes the catch. Red Sox retired in the 5th. They score 8 runs on 6 hits. They're up 14-1. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Boston with 8 runs in the top half, now lead at 14-1. Ice cream tasting good today, though. Gorgeous day.
Anything else? Ice cream
That's
tastes
about
good.
it. Yeah.
Gorgeous day. Game's terrible, but everything else is great.
Scott Podsednik in left field now for Carl Crawford. Yeah. Red Sox hitters today have been on fire.
It's one way to look at it.
Ezekiel Carrera walked his only time up back in the 2nd inning. Hitters 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. He'll be followed by Donald and Cabrera. Hits that one to left field. Near the line. Aviles can't get there. So 1-2 to Ezekiel Carrera.
Well, tough play for any infielder when it's not sunny out, but especially when the sun's out and you're going over near that tarp there right before the seats. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to run into it, so you just give up to it. It wasn't hit that high to where anybody could get to it.
John Lester about to throw his 80th pitch of the day. And it's on the inside corner for strike 3. That's his 8th strikeout. And Carrera is the first out of the 5th inning. Time now for the game recap, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Gonzalez with the home run in the first to make it 3-0. Carl Crawford 3 doubles today. This one made it 5-1. Jacoby Ellsbury, he got a double here to make it 11-1. It's now 14-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Jason Donald 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Scored the Indians' only run back in the 1st inning. Two 2-0 the count. That ball hit foul. Well, some hitters just have pitchers' numbers like the Red Sox do today, Rick, and you had Gaylord Perry's number kind of back when you played. We talked about Gaylord earlier, but he had some success.
Maybe a little bit.
341 average against him. What, 14 for 41?
That's what Redbird says in the truck. I think he's just trying to make me feel good today. Don't tell Gaylord. He's probably still in the ballpark.
Donald hits that one foul in the seats. He might come down and want to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he said he always liked you. Maybe he was giving you some good pitches to hit when he went against you. Think that was it?
I wish more pitchers did that when I played.
2-2 the count to Donald here with one out. Nobody on in the fifth. And Donald is strikeout victim number 9.
That ties a season high now. 9 strikeouts for Lester. This is the third time he's done it.
Now the Indians will head west this upcoming week, but before each game, you can catch Chuck Galletti. He takes your calls and emails on Chuck's Last Call. Visit STOHD.com for a complete schedule. Chuck Galletti in prime time, 8:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before each Indians-Angels game. We'll have Ford Indians on deck for you at 9:30. First pitch will be at 10. As Drupal Cabrera steps to the plate here. He's 1 for 2 today. It's that one near the seats. Gonzalez over, but can't get it. 0-2. Looking ahead to the pitching matchups tomorrow night. Justin Masterson against C.J. Wilson. Then it's Jimenez and Greinke on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, Roberto Hernandez will make his 2012 debut against Irvin Santana. Strike 3 call.
Season high.
10 strikeouts for Lester. He strikes out the side. It's 14-1 Boston as we head to the 6th. Restaurant to pick up your Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians Fun Money. Then you'll get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Fans always having a good time out of the Subway zone out there. But today, not so much. 14-1 Red Sox. Some changes here. Casey Kochman is into the game at first base for the Tribe. Carlos Santana stays in the game. You're not going to believe where he's going.
Yes, I am.
To left field.
Why not?
All right. Give him a try out there. And Shelley Duncan then will move to right. So Shin-Soo Choo.
You know, if they ever had any thoughts about if Santana can play the outfield, what a better time to put him in the left field than a 14-1 game.
You got it.
Put him. I hope he gets a couple balls hit at him. I like to see. And the way that today has gone, there's a good chance that's going to happen.
He may get some. So top of the sixth here. It'll be Aviles, Valencia, and Shopik. Hitters 7, 8, and 9. Aviles has been to the plate 3 times today, or 4 times. This is his 4th time he's led off an inning 3 times. And it's a 1-1 count here from Frank Herman, who works into his 2nd inning of relief. Aviles hits that one to right. Duncan moving over. Plays it on a couple of bounces. Aviles on his way to 2nd. And he's in with a stand-up double to begin the 6th inning.
Number 7. Double number 7.
And for Aviles, his 25th double of the year.
There's another high fastball right up there to hit. They've seen enough of those today. That is hit number 14 now for the Red Sox. 8 of them have been extra bases, 7 doubles and a home run.
Danny Valencia, the only Boston Red Sox without a base hit today. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly his last time up. It's a grounder to third. Aviles will head to third base and make it. Meanwhile, Hanahan's able to throw out Danny Valencia for the first out. Time now to give you the answer to our AT&T trivia question here today. 4 switch hitters have won an American League batting title. Name them.
I've got one with Mantle. I didn't even think about it here, Al. So I told you I'd have today covered. Willie Wilson, Bernie Williams,
Bill Miller.
Bill Miller. That'd be the guy you wouldn't think about, and Bernie would slip your mind, but yes, indeed.
Back in that 03 season for Boston. Brought to you by AT&T. So Kelly Shopik to the plate with 1 out, runner at third. Shopik 1 for 3 today. Has an RBI. One and one here. Kelly Shopik, a pretty good athlete, played high school football. Told me there was a game where he scored 5 touchdowns in one game, and one of those was on a punt return.
Well,
said, you return punts?
Well, in high school, look at the size of his legs, man. There's tree trunks. You know, he played down in Texas, and that's some pretty good football down there. He's like a, fire hydrant built close to the ground. I wouldn't want to tackle him.
No.
I wouldn't want to have to tackle him.
Well, apparently that night, neither did the other team.
Yeah, I know it. Well, they certainly didn't tackle him that night. Were you a big football player, Al? You look like an offensive lineman to me.
I was thinking about going out for middle linebacker, but it wasn't big enough. 6th strikeout of the day for Indians pitching. 2nd time that Shopik has been erased. 1st strikeout for Frank Herman. 2 away here in the 6th inning. Now Jacoby Ellsbury, he's 2 for 4 with a single and a double. A couple of runs scored as well. Also an RBI today. 2 RBIs today for Ellsbury. Crooked numbers across the line score for Boston. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. The only inning they have not scored a run in is the 3rd. Scored 1 in the 4th and then 8 in the 5th inning. As you said, Rick, Ellsbury's starting to get going again for Boston with that stroke.
Yes. Yeah, it takes some time. When you miss a good chunk of season, to come back, you just don't jump back into the swing of things. It takes a while to get a feel, get your timing back, get back into the swing of things. That's a tough way to go, play catch-up. It really is. He's going to get back and season will be ending and he'll say, let's keep going, because he'll start feeling good.
This is only his 36th game of the year. The guy that's just an exceptional athlete. Has power, speed,
Yes, yeah.
Not a big guy, but very athletic.
He's strong, though.
Yes, he is. And a full count to Ellsbury. Scott Podsednik is on deck. He replaced Carl Crawford in the top half of this inning. For Crawford finished his day with 3 doubles. That one hit foul into the seats. Detroit and Texas underway in Arlington, scoreless in the bottom of the first. Tampa Bay and Minnesota now tied at 3 at Target Field. They're in the 4th inning there. Yankees and Blue Jays. Yanks were down 10-1. It's now 10-7 Toronto. They're in the 7th. Baltimore and KC tied at 3 in the 6th. The White Sox lead Oakland 1-0. They're in the 5th inning in Chi-Town. This one hit in the air, should stay in the park. Hanahan shading his eyes, making the catch in foul ground. And the Red Sox, for just the 2nd time today, retired without scoring a run in an inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 14-1, Boston. Back here at Progressive Field, bottom of the 6th inning, 14-1 Boston. Hitters 3, 4, and 5. Kochman in for Chu, Santana, and Duncan. Here's the changes for Boston. Nick Punto's in at first base. And over at second, Pedro Siriaco. And John Lester with 10 strikeouts goes to work on Kochman. Struck out the last 3. Struck out the side in the 5th inning. 4 of the last 6. And 7 of the last 10.
Yeah, he's had it all going today. There's no doubt. I don't know how this guy at home has an ERA of almost 6.8. Only 2 wins and 8 losses. He's pitched great here today.
Kochman back up the middle. Siriaco tested. Makes the play. So Siriaco into the game and quickly retires Kochman. 4-3 for the first out of the 6th. It's Miller time. Time for our Miller play of the day. As we look back in history, brought to you by Miller Lite. 1995, October 3rd. The Indians' first postseason win since 1948 at the time. Bell to tie it. Pena to win it off Zane Smith.
Oh, boy, yeah. That was some kind of game. That got him rolling, man. Game number 1. That ended about 2:15 in the morning.
Remember, I was working a morning show
So I had fallen asleep with the radio on. I had no idea who won. I got up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had to look and see, and it's like, oh, my goodness, Pena did that?
On a 3-0 pitch, mind you.
Yep. Got the Indians' great postseason runs started for the 90s. Great memories there. Game against these Boston Red Sox. Hard to believe that's 17 years ago now. Doesn't seem that long ago. Carlos Santana, the 1-2 count here, has a sac fly and a single thus far today. Now 2-2 from John Lester. A swing and a miss. Shopping will tag Santana. Strikeout number 11 today for John Lester. 2 outs in the 6th.
Another curveball going down into the dirt that he gets Santana to chase. He's 2 away from his career high. He struck out 13 Mariners back in July 24th, 2010. I see that pitch count. He's at about 96. I don't know if they'd bring him back in a game like this after 6 innings. But he has had the strikeout pitch working today.
Shelley Duncan, a strikeout victim his last time up in the 3rd. He walked his first time up. And the Red Sox 14 runs on 14 hits. The Indians just 1 run on 3 hits. And they haven't had a hit since the 3rd inning. Carlos Santana got a single. John Lester since then has retired 9 straight. Boy, that off-speed pitch today has been working for Lester. 1-2 to Shelley Duncan. Two outs, nobody on here in the 6th for Shelley Duncan. Now 2-2. Strike 3 call. Shelley Duncan in disagreement, and that's the 12th strikeout for John Lester. Indians go 3 up, 3 down, 14-1 Boston.
Friday, August 21st. Presented by First Merit Bank. Make sure to get your tickets right now online at Indians.com. The Yankees will be in town, and those fireworks will be a tribute to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And while you're in town, here at the ballpark, make sure to stop by the concession stand. They've got those classic combo deals. You've got the hot dog classic and the brat classic for only $8. Log on to Indians.com right now and get your tickets. Al, Rick, we'll send it back up to you guys.
All right, Katie, thanks. Katie filling in on the pregame show last couple of days. Did a nice job. Seventh inning.
Taking care of you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that. Top of the seventh, it'll be Pasednik, Siriaco, Punto. 3 bench players for Boston, hitting in positions 2, 3, and 4 on the lineup card. Crawford started today, hit 3 doubles. He's out. Pasednik, his replacement. Siriaco has taken Pedroia's spot, batting third, and Nick Punto batting cleanup for Adrian Gonzalez. Pasednik hits that one to left. Santana, his first try, backs up and makes the catch. All righty.
It's long. Look at him. He doesn't know what to do out there. Normally when you're catching, you're into every pitch. He's starting to backpedal. Back. Just catch it, my friend.
I like the call.
Just catch it.
There you go.
You do that a little bit in I wonder whose glove he's using out there, too.
He's got a big one. Holy cow.
I'd say the bigger the better. Give him something bigger. Hey, just catch it.
Looks like he has a peach basket out there. Look at that glove. Looks like a softball glove. Pedro Siriaco, his first at bat today, as Frank Herman works into the 7th inning. The numbers on Siriaco this season. Grounder to third. Hanahan, nice backhand. Just throw a little bit off, and Siriaco with some speed should go as an infield single.
Oh, yeah, it will.
That is a base hit.
Yeah, you can see he would have beat it out anyway, even with a good throw.
15th hit of the day for the Red Sox. Siriaco aboard. With Siriaco, he was always a pretty hot prospect. They love the tools. His struggle was always on defense. 45 errors in 2006, led all of minor league baseball. But if he can put it together, he definitely has the ability. So here's Nick Punto. Punto, the former Minnesota Twin. As you get a look at Junichi Tazawa loosening up.
That's your man.
That is.
I knew we were going to see him before the day's over. You've been practicing all week.
I've been waiting to say that name. One and two the count here to Nick Punto. Last couple of appearances for him has been as a pinch runner. It's generally what he is, pinch runner, defensive replacement, can play several positions. Ground ball to third, Hanahan. It's one at second. The relay, not in time, got by Kochman and went into the camera bay.
And just a bad throw by Donald. You don't make the throw because you didn't have time for a double play. That's something he's got to learn. He had no chance to turn that double play, no matter who was running. And what happens, he makes a bad throw, and it's going to cost him an error, and you let the guy go to second base. So live and learn.
First error of the day for either side.
Yeah, when you're that deep and it was hit that hard, really no chance. See, Punto's not even anywhere in the picture. Just put it in your back pocket. Don't make a mistake.
So Punto's on second base with 2 outs here for Cody Ross. 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. But with all the injuries Boston has had this season, Cody Ross has really been a key player for them. Crawford was out for so long. Crowder to short. Lillibridge with a good throw. Boston retired here in the 7th inning. 14-1 the score. Now our 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic. Join the free walking program Let's Move It Mondays at Progressive Field and Cleveland Metro Park Zoo. Visit letsmoveit.org for more information. Here's a look in from our Panini's camera. Get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 14-1 Boston. John Lester is done after 6 innings. 12 of his 18 outs were strikeouts. Junichi Tazawa is in for Boston.
Preparing for the 16th time. He's been in one other ball game here in this series.
And Ryan Lavarnway is the new catcher. He replaces Kelly Shoppick. So the managers cleaning off their benches here today. We'll see Lillibridge, Marson, and Hanahan. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 against Tazawa. Lillibridge 0 for 2 today after getting the 3 hits last night. First pitch swinging, hitting it foul and into the seats down the right field line. Well, the Indians hit the coast beginning tomorrow. Open up a 9-game, 10-day road trip. They're in Anaheim to play the Angels Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All games at 10:05. We'll have them all for you right here on STO. Chuck will get you started. Chuck's last call at 8:30. We'll have Ford Indians on deck at 9:30 for you. 10:05 first pitch. Justin Masterson on the hill tomorrow for the Indians. He'll be taking on C.J. Wilson. 1-1 the count to Brent Lillibridge. Instead of one down the right field line, foul. Now 1-2. Lillibridge said after yesterday's game when they were asking about the 3 hits, just trying to fit in. He said, it almost feels like I'm trying out. I was in Chicago for so long, a month in Boston. Now I'm here. Just want to prove myself.
Well, that's exactly what he wants to do. Give me the opportunity. You know, when you first come to a new club, you want to do so well. And he's not getting the opportunity every day, so sometimes it takes a little while to get going. Had a heck of a game last night, not only offensively but defensively. And that was at third base. Today he's playing shortstop. But that's the thing. He's not going to get consistent playing time. He's going to have to, give Cabrera a spell every once in a while. Kipnis if he's there, and maybe Hanahan, or he could play against left-handers. He swung the bat well against lefties.
Two and two the count here. Lillibridge stays alive. Well, he can play all 7 positions other than pitcher and catcher. And there's a lot of guys that they say can do that, but they're not necessarily effective at it. Lillibridge is pretty good. Not great, but pretty good at all 7 positions.
Well, name me guys that play 7 positions.
Yeah, there's not very many.
Who does?
Yeah, it's hard to do.
I mean, not only hard to do, but you're not going to play all 7. You can say, okay, we can play them there, but they never do. It's only in the case of emergency.
It's that one to right center. Cody Ross is right there. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Well, John Lester with 12 strikeouts today, Rick. He really had it going.
Boy, he had it all working. Cutters, curveballs, fastballs, changeups. He baffled the Indians hitters. They got a run in the first inning on 2 hits. They only got 1 other hit. That was a single back in the 3rd inning. And other than that, they were shut down, swinging and missing at just about everything.
Well, John Lester hadn't had a win since June 27th. And barring an uncanny changing of circumstances, he'll get that win here today. Snap a 5-game losing streak. Lou Marson, 0 for 2 today. Down 0-2 here. White Sox in Oakland tied at 1 now in the 6th inning. Baltimore has pulled ahead of Kansas City 4-3 in the 6th. Marson on the ground is short. Aviles deep in the hole. The long throw and not in time. Oh, a nice effort there on both ends. Good stretch by Nick Punto, but Marson beats it out. First hit for the Indians since the 3rd inning.
Nick Punto, a little guy, thought he had his foot on first base. I think he called him safe because his foot came off the base. It looked like the throw was going to beat him there. As Aviles comes up to make the throw, let's watch his foot. See, is that foot on the base? It looked like it was to me. If it's on the base, he's got him. It is close. I think he was out, to be honest with you. You can see he calls him safe, and I think he called Punto, and Punto was saying, I think I had my foot on the base, or at least my toe. But it'll go as a base hit for Marson.
So he's aboard with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Jack Hanahan is 0 for 2 today. Still looking for his first hit of the series. He was off last night, came in as a defensive replacement in the 9th. Now you look at that playoff race in the American League. You have the extra wild card this year, but Boston not in it for the East. They're going to have to win some games to try to get into that wild card hunt. There's 8 teams that are right there, 5 teams that are within about a game and a half of one another.
That's the difficult thing. And, you're going to end up playing most of your own division in September. So they'll be battling with the likes of Tampa, Baltimore, the teams that are involved there. Not to mention Detroit is in there. The Angels. Oakland.
Yeah, how surprising have the Baltimore Orioles and the Oakland A's been this year?
Very surprising that they've maintained for the Orioles, because they started the year off well and everybody figured they'd peel off, but they didn't. There's the wild card standings as we speak. Both Oakland and Tampa in a tie, and then you have Baltimore and Detroit just a half a game back, and then the Angels are a game and a half back. That's a dogfight there.
It is close. Hanahan hits that one to center. Coming on Ellsbury, he'll make the catch. As Marson will get back to first base. 2 outs. And you look at the Oakland A's, with them, it's always seems to be, they always have good pitching. They always find that out there in Oakland. It's an easy park to pitch in. But they're hitting this year, especially with Cespedes, and boy, Reddick has really come on this season. I don't think anybody expected that kind of production out of him, but he's made a big difference.
They've gotten productions from a lot of different people. They have more walk-offs than anybody. And I mean, I think 9 or 10 different people have walk-offs for the A's this year. Been a very surprising team.
Ezekiel Carrera 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Take that one off the plate. Hey, this Thursday after the Browns face the Packers at Lambeau Field, don't miss Michael Regai in the Subway Browns postgame. Michael will take your calls and emails, plus he'll have a postgame player interview and press conferences. Subway Browns postgame live Thursday night after the Browns-Packers game, which is on Channel 3. Carrera to left center. Ellsbury with plenty of speed, can't get there. Goes up against the wall. Marson will be held at third, and it's a double for Ezekiel Carrera.
First extra base hit for the Indians. So, boy, what a day. It's been that bad of a day. We're going to go with our McDonald's. I'm loving it on a double to the wall, but it doesn't score a run. They'll have to hold Marson up at third with 2 outs, so it's second and third now.
So Jason Donna will bat with 2 runners in scoring position here in the 7th inning, 2 outs. He's 1 for 3 today, a single and a run scored back in the 1st inning. Couple of strikeouts his last 2 times at the plate. Jason Donald just 2 for 17 with runners in scoring position this year. We'll try and improve on that here. That's 1-1 from Tozawa. 95 miles per hour on that fastball. There's the base runners. Marson's at third. Carrera at second. And the 1-1 to Jason Donald. Now 1-2. A breaking pitch there. Texas leads Detroit 2-0. Then the top of the 3rd inning in Arlington. Chicago and Oakland even at 1. 6th inning in Chi-Town. And a foul tip held on to by Lavarnway. Donald strikes out for the 3rd time today. Indians done in the 7th. 14-1 Boston. Boston as we head to the 8th inning here at Progressive Field. And for every home run hit this season by the Indians, Rick and Matt are donating $5, and Great Clips is donating $50 to the Gathering Place. Season total at $6,180. Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. And the Indians go to the bullpen once again. Cody Allen is out.
Well, this kid has done a nice job in his 8 games appearing. 10 1/3 innings. He's given up just 2 hits. He has walked 7, but he has struck out 9. A good fastball, curveball. And, you know, he's settled in nicely. I think he's gotten himself a little bit of confidence now.
Well, he was a 23rd round draft pick last year. And he started the year at Class A Carolina, which is the high A team in the Indian system. And I remember talking to a scout back in late April. He said, you can see this kid in the major leagues by the middle of the summer. I said, are you serious? And he said, and I knew he had some good stuff. But here he is. He'll face Jared Saltalamacchia, the first hitter, and he drives that one to left. Santana going over. Boy, looked like a steady left fielder on that one to make the catch. 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Well, you even had a chance to see him take his eye off of it to see where he was located. He knew he was getting close, so with a ball that high, take a peek. He's had 2 chances today, one in the 7th, one in the 8th.
Now, when he was signed with the Dodgers, originally he played some third and some left field, and then they made him a catcher. And then he was traded for Casey Blake back in 2008 when he was at the Class A level. So it's not like he's never been out there. He just hasn't been out there recently.
Well, minor league and major league are a whole lot
different. A little different, huh?
Not a little, a lot.
Yes, indeed.
Ball seems to come a little bit faster.
Mike Aviles with a 1-2 count here. 2 for 2 today. He's reached base every time he's been to the plate. Lines that one right back up the middle for a base hit. So Aviles stays perfect on the day. He's 3 for 3. Been on base 5 out of 5 times. And that'll lead us to our Hyundai box score. It's brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come see the 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Everyone but Valencia in the starting lineup has been in on the hit parade. Boy, look at all those doubles too, Rick.
Yeah, they've had a boatload of them, 7 in total.
Well, speaking of Valencia, here he is. 0 for 3. Sac fly and an RBI back in the 5th inning. Making his first start today as a member of the Red Sox. One out, 1 on here in the 8th inning. Boston with 14 runs on 16 hits. Indians 1 run on 5 hits. 1 error for the Tribe. Both teams have left 6 men on base. Two and 1 now for the Red Sox third baseman. Now 2 and 2. Now, the one thing you really like about Cody Allen, too, is he's around the strike zone on most of his pitches.
Well, we said 7 walks, but you would expect a young kid to come up here early and, you know, be a little aggressive, excited, maybe overthrow at times. When he settles in, he'll be fine. Get the double play here.
4-6-3, first double play of the day for the Tribe. Red Sox retired in the 8th. We head to the bottom half. Still 14-1 Boston. field. 14-1, the Boston Red Sox in the lead as they try to even the series up at 2 games apiece. We'll see hitters 2, 3, and 4. It'll be Cabrera, Kochman, and Santana. Clay Mortensen in for Boston. Mortensen pitched last night as well.
Yeah, it's one of those games you get everybody some innings and everybody some work that needs it. This has been a rout from the outset. Boston scored 3 in the first. They had 2 in the second. They put on 1 in the fourth, and then that big inning, an 8 spot in the fifth. 16 hits on the afternoon.
And now Jared Saltalamacchia is into the game at first base. He's their DH, so the Red Sox lose that. Nick Punto goes to second base. Pedro Siriaco is moved to center field. And Jacoby Ellsbury is out of the game in all the changes. And Asdrubal Cabrera looks at ball 1. Two 2-0 now to Asdrubal Cabrera. 1 for 3 with a single back in the first inning. Struck out a couple of times. He was the victim twice of John Lester's 12 strikeouts today. He left after the 6th inning. 12 of the 18 outs for John Lester's strikeouts. 2-1 to Cabrera. Now 2-2. So Clay Mortensen will bat Jacoby Ellsbury's spot in the lineup. He's due up next inning. Cabrera high in the air to center. Siriaco started in but now goes back. 1 out here in the 8th. That'll bring Casey Kochman to the plate. For his first at bat, he took Shin-Soo Choo's spot in the order. Back in the 7th inning. This is his second at bat. Bat in the 6th inning, grounded out to second. There's Chu with the rest of the day off.
He's bored putting the seeds on the camera.
Now this one was a ball game until the 5th, and then Boston scored 8 runs. It's stayed that way since. 14-1 here. Two and 1 the count. Kochman, the former Angel. We'll see his former organization. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. Tribe and Angels here on STO. All the games at 10 o'clock. Kochman sends that one to center. Siriaco, a good jump. 2 outs. Matt will be back with you for the call. You guys got that West Coast swing. You'll see them all, like you said, the old-time road trip. You did a lot of that when you played, but recently there just hasn't been a lot of that. The West Coast, see all go on the West Coast for 9 games, 3 different cities.
You may hit a different city. Yeah, you may come in from Kansas City, or you may go in from Minnesota. You can go somewhere else. You don't hit all 3 stops at one time.
We'll get you started tomorrow night. Ford Indians on deck, 9:30. Tribe report ahead of that. Chuck Coletti's last call will be on at 8:30. Here's Carlos Santana now playing in left field. Started the day at first base. 1 for 2. Sac fly for Carlos today as the Indians only run batted in. Now 0-2. Texas ahead of Detroit 5-0. They're in the third inning there. It's a final. Toronto held on to beat the Yankees 10-7. Kansas City trailing Baltimore in the 8th 4-3. The White Sox lead the A's 4-1. White Sox still batting in the 6th. They've scored 3 runs in the bottom half already. One and two the count to Santana. Now 2-2 here to Carlos Santana. Santana stays alive. Tampa Bay and Minnesota now even at 3. They're in the 7th inning at Target Field. Seattle and the Angels underway. 1-0 Seattle, 2nd inning in Anaheim. And here's the 2-2 to Santana. Gonna run the count full. Santana clubs that one to right, but foul. Boy, he hit that one a ton. Boy. Just a little bit out in front. A scramble for the ball. One guy's happy, the other guy was pretty upset. Carlos staying alive against Mortensen. Again, the 3-2 pitch coming here. And Santana works the walk.
Well, 3rd in the league in walks. That's one thing he does. He does very well. He's not afraid to take his base. He'll get on base. You know, when you're in games like this, too, Al, it's awfully important because you can give at-bats away.
Yep.
In a 14-1 where it's very easy to get up there, look at the first pitch, try and swing and put it in play. And if you do that enough during the course of the year, that's giving away a lot of at-bats, and it costs you average-wise. But if you can work a walk and make sure you just swing at strikes in situations like this when games are out of hand, it certainly helps you.
That's the 3rd walk of the day for Red Sox pitching. You're right, Rick. Still got to go up there and pick out a good pitch. So Shelley Duncan now. Shelley 0 for 2 today with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. A 1-0 count here. Now 2-0 to Duncan. Had the start in left today, moved over to right field. When Carlos Santana moved out to left, Casey Kochman came in Chu's spot to play first base. And Duncan clobbers that one to left, but it's hooking foul. Well, Santana in the previous at bat and now Duncan have been out in front. Two and 1 the count to Shelley. He's a new dad. A couple of weeks ago, his wife gave birth to twins. Shelley hits that one foul once again down the left field line. I was talking to Shelley the other day, and I said, "How are things going?" He says, "Oh, I'm not sleeping." Said every hour or two he was thankful he got 3 hours in a row and he didn't know what to do with himself. Sleep.
Tell him don't worry about another 18 years of that, and you might be able to get someone to go to college.
There you go. So everybody's healthy and happy. Two and two the count here to Duncan. Tribe closing out this homestand here today. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. We'll review this one. Also have highlights from around the majors with Ashley Collins. Duncan punches that one to right. Cody Ross makes the catch. Indians retired in the 8th inning. We head to the 9th. Still 14-1 Boston. Indians will go with Joe Smith here in the 9th. Fifth pitcher of the day for the Tribe. Smitty's had a pretty good season.
Yeah, Smitty's done a nice job. He's getting some work in here this afternoon.
Lavarnway, Mortensen the pitcher. We'll see if he'll bat. And Podsednik are due up. Lavarnway came in as a defensive replacement in the 7th. This will be his first at bat today. Strike one from Joe Smith. Ryan Lavarnway was 0 for 3 yesterday.
It looks like Mortensen's coming in the on-deck circle. He's
yeah,
going
he
to get
stepped
a chance.
out. All right. Bobby Valentine having a little fun here, letting the pitcher bat. That is 14-1. Well, he's on deck. We'll see. Meanwhile, Lavarnway hits that one well to center, but Carrera will have room. One out here in the 9th. So here's Clay Mortensen, the pitcher. Saltalamacchia came in to play first base last inning defensively. So Mortensen will get an at bat. Mortensen still looking for his first major league hit.
He might be looking for a while. He's got to come up and face a guy that you can't even pick the ball up. He comes from down under.
It looks like he's stepping once the ball hits the glove.
He's just up there. He's not going to swing. I'd be surprised if he swings.
Yep.
Shouldn't have.
Got his cut in. 7th strikeout for Indians pitching, first for Joe Smith. 2 outs here in the 9th inning for Scott Podsednik. Looks like Aceves might make it into the game in the bottom of the 9th. Podsednik 0 for 1 today. Came in as a replacement for Carl Crawford in the 6th. Sednik's been around. He's dealt with some injuries. Don't forget, once again, stick around for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show coming up at the conclusion of this one. 3-0 to Podsednik. One for 5 now in this 4-game series. And it's ball 4. So Podsednik aboard with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Pedro Siriaco will step to the plate now in center field. Joe Smith now has thrown 5 straight balls. One and one now to Siriaco. Siriaco with the base hit earlier today, now has a hit in 10 of his last 12 games. Two and two now to Siriaco. Now the Red Sox haven't scored since the 5th inning, but that was enough. Scored 14 runs in the first 5 innings with an 8 spot in the top of the 5th. Full count to Siriaco. And Joe Smith records the strikeout, his 2nd of the inning. 8th strikeout for Indians pitching. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 14-1 Red Sox. 14-1 Red Sox. Alfredo Aceves is in to get some work. Some of the kids still having some fun here at the ballpark.
Yeah, not many of them.
It'll be Lillibridge, Marson, and Hanahan, the scheduled batters for the Indians here in the ninth. 6, 7, and 8 in the order. And a first pitch strike to Lillibridge, who's 0 for 3 today. Aceves with 23 saves, tied for 5th most in the American League. And 0-2 to Lillibridge. Fourth inning in Texas. Rangers up 6-0 on Detroit. Angels and Mariners tied at 1 in the third. Minnesota and Tampa tied at 3 in the 8th. Lillibridge stays alive. Baltimore on top of KC 5-3 in the 8th. White Sox lead the A's 6-2, top of the 7th in Chicago. And the Yankees lost to Toronto. That game a final 10-7. Here it's 14-1, bottom of the 9th.
Oh, he didn't give him time out.
No.
He had to step back in and hit that ball.
And he grounds out to short.
Never gave him time out. See, he's trying to explain it to him now when he's at first base.
Yeah,
Go back and tell him.
Marty Foster talking to him.
Yeah, that's terrible. Watch this. Timeout. Timeout. Nope. He didn't give it to him. He had to jump back in and swing.
Yeah. There was a strike with 2 strikes. He had to hit it.
I mean, you don't have to give him timeout depending on it, but I've seen a lot worse.
So Lillibridge 0 for 4 on the afternoon. There's Lou Marson. Up and in for ball 1. Marson 1 for 3 today. Singled his last time up. $27,488 today's attendance. 2-0 the count to Lou Marson. That went into the seats. Conrad's post-game show coming up next. Later tonight, all bets are off with Bruce Drennan. Golf Zone and Jimmy Hanlon coming up at 9. Talk about the PGA. Rory McIlroy was lead by 4
a good
last
finish
check,
there.
so.
He'll have a lot to talk about tonight. He's quick pitching everybody out here, isn't he?
Yeah, Lou Marson, I believe, just said something
right
to Marty
there.
Foster about that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's trying to quick pitch.
Marson is down swinging and not happy about it. 2 outs for Jack Hanahan. Hanahan 0 for 3 today. Hit the ball hard a couple of times. Lined out to third base back in the 2nd inning. Hit the ball to center his last 2 times up. Hits that one hard to center again, but plenty of space for Siriaco, who makes the catch. And the game is over. Final score, Boston 14, Cleveland 1. John Lester, the victory today for the Red Sox. His first win since June 27th. Ends a personal loss streak of 5 in a row. Corey Kluber takes the loss for the Tribe. He falls to 0-2. So the 4-game series ends at 2 games apiece. Time now for the key play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank. We go back to the first inning, Rick.
Why not? Let's go back to the first inning. It's 1 pitch, and it was just about over with then. As Gonzalez hits a 2-run home run, that capped a 3-run inning, and it was all Red Sox after that. So Kluber again struggled in the first inning.
Tonight's play of the game brought to you by KeyBank. Earn double rewards points during the KeyBank Summer of Rewards. 14-1 the final today. The Red Sox win it to even the series at 2 games apiece here this weekend. We'll be back next with the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. Stick around.